What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, going to be casting game number 2. We have Black Sheep on the Radiant, Maven Gaming on the Dire. Eastgord is here as well, and we actually don't have to settle any Skype things this time. What's up?
Thankfully. So we'll actually be able to talk about the draft for Dota TV, people. I'm just waiting for the hate mail. That's what I'm waiting for. Oh,
well,
man.
you know what? We don't get paid enough to receive hate mail, so fuck them. Fuck those guys.
I don't get paid enough, damn it. Like, let's see. What have I have made probably a good 35 cents today off of ads.
Oof.
High roller here with
I know.
rich money.
Next stop, Vegas.
Oh yeah, you betcha.
Turn that 35 into 17 into 0.
Yep,
Because that's how it works.
Yeah, money.
Yeah. Alright, so we said we were going to talk about the draft, so we should probably actually do that so as to avoid hate mail. We got a Bane Mirana. Maven Gaming, I believe, have opened up with this in their previous game too, in their last best of 3, and nothing special. Played a pretty sick Mirana, so looking forward to seeing that one as this game ships up.
Yeah, I feel like the Doom inherently was, as you were talking about towards the end of the last game, it was not a good pickup for their specific style of play, and I feel like the Mirana and Bane combination is going to be much more with their style. But Black Sheep decide that, hey, you guys want to try and run a combo like that, we'll just pick up the Nature's Prophet and push you to death.
Or just put all the stuff in front of you so that if you want to shoot an arrow, you have to deal with familiars, you have to deal with random treants getting in the way. It's going to be real difficult in the mid-late game for Maven Gaming to actually hit an arrow with all that stuff in the way. But yeah, you're right. They're just going to have a ton of pushing, it looks like. And I think Maven Gaming should be able to smell that one out. It's probably like a Venomancer ban incoming and a Death Prophet or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But if Black Sheep really want to push, they'll find the way.
Well, even better is that I saw a Lycan game earlier today, and that was a really fun game to be able to watch, bringing back the old days of Lycan. I think that was the one that it actually lost with. Let me actually go and double check that one, because I'm pretty sure that that's the way that it went.
Well, I mean, either way, Lycan got hit pretty hard as far as his lane, his jungling is concerned. So nowadays you kind of have to put him in lane. But still, when you have so many extra units that are being summoned, that Howl gets super value, and he's still an incredibly efficient split pusher. Like you take towers like nobody's business, then you run away.
Yep. And so now Viper. This is one of the most difficult heroes. I feel, well, yeah, but I feel like one of the biggest things that's, like, Viper is the new OD, I feel like, of the middle lane. Because, like, what do you run against him? Like, what do you put up against him that is going to win that middle lane? It's literally like OD a couple months ago.
You run OD against him.
I don't even know. OD can't even deal with him very well.
It's a little bit rough either way, but I think Maven Gaming previously ran a DK against Viper, and that surprisingly worked. But looks like Black Sheep are actually going to go for Undying. They're definitely going to go real heavy into that mid game or early mid game, pushing / fighting as much as they can. And Maven, they're not picking up any AOE. Ancient Apparition, I love the hero to death, but this scenario is really not where we want to have that hero.
Well, I understand like where they're coming from with the Ancient Apparition at least.
Oh,
Undying, his Soul Rip is an extremely powerful heal, but even on top of that, if you just give the additional damage from Ancient Apparition over to the heroes, they can literally destroy the tomb in like 0.01 seconds. So then that factor of Undying becomes a non-factor, and then the rest of it is just going to be CCing everybody up and dealing with them. But the powerful thing with Undying here is that you're going to have his zombies, you're going to have Nature's Prophet's Treants, you're going to have Visage's Familiars. His Soul Rips are going to damage or heal for tons and tons of points of HP.
Huh.
Or Flick?
Well, that's not what I had expected.
Yeah. I mean, I like Morphling as a hero. I like him quite a bit. I was watching him yesterday. I was supposed to be at a debate tournament, but I got very sick and I had to stay home instead. And
is that very sick in quotation marks, or
no? Very sick of like I spent the night in the bathroom praying before the Great White Round one. And so Morphling was played in the Staff Cup, and that was very interesting. And I love Morphling. The thing I don't like about Morphling is I didn't like his TI2 performance of just shotgun Morphling every time.
Yeah.
I'm more of the person that likes the Satanic, Scotty, Manta style sort of a Morphling build that just gets ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the only problem with that build is that that's like what you want to have by the time you're done playing, but building up to that is a nightmare. So
yeah,
it's kind of a little bit more encouraging for a little bit more encouraging for the Lincoln Sphere builds, for the shotgun builds where it's a little bit of an easier build up. But Maven gonna go with an OD with the Viper and Mirana. There's a lot of range damage here. A lot of AoE, or not too much AoE, but just with the OD, they're going to lock down that mid lane really, really hard. And Black Sheep, they need someone in the mid lane who could deal with either OD or Viper.
That's a tall order. I don't. Maybe Lone
Razor?
Druid, but even then, Lone Druid wouldn't be that great because Viper. Yeah, Razor maybe. Oof. You might even have to try and run like a dual lane middle and abandon the hard lane at this point, which would be like a Morphling something middle lane together.
They could also say, screw that, we're just going to stick to our guns and just split push the crap out of you, and then just say we're going to go for something like a Tinker. And Tinker obviously is not going to have a fun time in that lane, but if you could somehow get his boots of travels up, be diligent with your ancient stacking and whatnot, then between the Tinker, Nature's Prophet TPing, Morphling jumping all over the map with his replicate, you could definitely make some really serious split pushing going. You could start some really serious split pushing. And Maven, they don't have a good anti-split pushing side. They don't have a single damn thing that they could really do, aside with the... Whoa.
What? What is this game?
You pick... Oh, hold on. They picked the Huskar into an Ancient Apparition. I'm just gonna point that out.
What is happening? I mean, like, I guess if you want to go for double Ethereal Blades on a Morphling Huskar combo, I guess that could work. But
Oh, that'll
like,
be sweet.
It'll be awesome, but at the same time, like, I guess if you get the Ethereal Blade and the Morphling, and you have an Ethereal Blade and an Aghanim Scepter on a Huskar, everyone will die, but, like...
Also,
is it worth
okay,
it?
wait. Here's what I'm thinking. Huskar is actually pretty good in lane, right? With this Burning Spear harassment, it's like Clinks, it's like Viper, you get that free harassment. It looks like, he actually is going to the mid lane. Okay, so never mind.
Yeah.
I thought Justin was going to go to the mid lane again as Morphling. I was going to say that was probably a really terrible idea, but they're expecting either Viper or OD, and Huskar is actually decent versus both of them. I mean, he has a little bit less range than both of them, I think. He has 50 less range than the OD. Viper is a lot more range, but looks like it's gonna be a Huskar versus OD matchup, and fortification being used very tactically. But
Very
OD
nice.
versus Huskar is fairly even, I would say. I mean, it's slightly OD because OD is so good, but Huskar is definitely not the worst hero to have there.
The thing is that, like, yes versus OD, and I think that they're thinking that he's going to be going up against OD, but versus a Viper, I have to completely say that Viper wins that one hand down, and that's because of Nether Toxin. Huskar loves to be at low HP. Viper loves hitting heroes at low HP, and that's physical damage that's adding on, so his additional magic resistance for Huskar isn't going to save him at all from that, and he'll get completely harassed out of the lane, because he just doesn't have sustainability in lane at all when he's spamming Burning Spears and taking the corrosive skin to the face, basically, and it's not going to end well at all.
But it looks like that's not going to be the case, because Viper is setting up for a solo offlane Viper versus a Visage as well as an Undying. There's not much crowd control in this bottom lane, so if Viper keeps his distance, he should be able to stay relatively safe. I mean, there's a lot of burst damage. A waveform into a soul assumption is no joke. Of course, that won't happen for a couple more levels, but Viper is not going to have the worst of times on that bottom lane, whereas top side is going to be an absolute nightmare, assuming that these Treants ever let the creep waves clash.
Yeah. No, they're gonna grab again here. It's like I remember one game. I can't remember the teams, but it was a lone druid, and he stacked the creep wave like 6 times, and then it backfired when they took like 7-minute racks on him.
I remember that. It was a
creeps went for
huge
it. It was the
wave.
funniest thing I've ever seen. It was like there's like 9 range creeps here right now, and they're all pushing down these things, and they couldn't stop when they took racks.
I think I remember watching something like that. I don't know if it was the exact same thing, but either way, the mid lane, Bloody Nine is definitely flexing his muscles, and as you said before, the magic resistance isn't really going to be doing jack against OD, or Viper really, but really just the free harassment that he could put onto OD is something that OD usually gets away with and isn't used to receiving. So Huskar, if he could keep that up, he doesn't need any of his mana. I mean, usually you don't get any inner vitality, at least until all your other skills are maxed out. But now Huskar might be in a little trouble because we see a smoke up, we have the Chilling Touch on AA, and there is the Quick Imprison. Right clicks are going to commence, there's the Nightmare, and Chilling Touch onto everyone. Bloody Nine's going to take an absolute beating here.
Messenger, well, inner vitality ain't gonna save you. And there we go. Support! Evasion, getting it. The #1 NA support.
Right, and that just reminded me, we should probably run through who's playing what real fast. So, oh no, topside. Nothing special. Killing off the Nature's Prophet solo. Yeah, nothing special. Playing the Mirana once again. He plays a real sick one. Fida's going to be on the Bane Ancient Apparition being played by that #1 Zapport. We have Vakis on the OD in bottom lane. It's going to be Arlecchino, who's struggling as the Viper, but that's to be expected in a 1v3 lane.
And that's out of Black Sheep. We have the Huskar being played by Bloody Nine, Visage being played by Bricks, Nature's Prophet being played by Moon Meander. We have the Undying being played by Derp, and ending it all off is their carry Morphling being played by Justin. So, I don't know. Like, when it comes down to it, both of the possible mid lanes that they had, the Morphling and the Huskar, both are relatively not dependent on all that much mana. Now, Morphling does need to be able to have it for waveform, but they don't have a an actual mana cost for his Essence Shift anymore. His actual Morph, I mean. Why do I keep on saying Essence Shift? This isn't Slork.
Because he's shifting his essence around.
There we go, perfect. Thanks for the cover, man.
Yeah, it makes sense. It totally makes sense.
It does make sense in my mind, but, you know, hate mail will still come.
Kind of. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah,
No.
I'd also like to point out the interaction between Ancient Apparition and Huskar. Huskar, as you said before, is a hero that relies on being very, very low on HP and then using stuff like Armlet, something like Inner Vitality to keep himself up. When you get hit by that Ice Blast, your HP, that number will not go up. And if you're life-breaking yourself, if you're throwing Burning Spears, it's going to just drop, and it's going to drop very, very rapidly. So it's a dangerous hero matchup right there, Ancient Apparition. If he could land the Ice Blast on Huskar, especially if he gets an Aghanim Scepter anytime soon, which of course won't happen for the next 20 to 30 minutes. It's a long time off, but if he gets that versus Huskar, that is just so dangerous.
Yeah, huge Scepter ultimate to be able to grab up for them. But at the same time also, it's like OD, pure damage is what he does. The only thing that he has is, or his, at least his Arcane Orbs, all pure damage. And so he doesn't have to care about Huskar's magic resistance there, and so Huskar's gonna have a lot of trouble. But I still feel like the hidden synergy here is going to be that Morphling shotgun with the Huskar ulti shotgun as well. That's gonna be where their synergy comes from, and it's scary. It really, really is that synergy that they can have.
Yeah, they could absolutely destroy someone, but they can only absolutely destroy someone. Like, you shotgun him, you burn your jump on him. That person's real dead. Like, they're not gonna get out of that unless it's possibly a Viper with maxed out corrosive skin, in which case maybe he lives, but just barely. But he's probably gonna die anyway. It's a lot of damage going to that one target. But then after that, you don't have the slows from the Huskar. You have the Grave Chill. You have the Sprout after that. You're wasting a lot on killing one person, and that can probably turn against them, assuming that Maven are prepared, assuming they don't lose a key hero in that fight.
Well, the powerful thing here is that Morphling is able to solo kill a hero with his shotgun build. So that's one hero down. Huskar can do the same exact thing. So that's really two heroes down.
You're saying Huskar gets shotgun as well?
Yeah. It's a standard build on Huskar now with the Aghanim Scepter changes. You pick up an Aghanim Scepter, an Ethereal Blade, or a Ghost Scepter, either one really, and you just destroy somebody basically. But at the same time, down bottom, Arlecchino going to be forced out by some decays. He doesn't have to worry all that much though. But another not fun time for Huskar.
I actually haven't tried that build on Huskar before.
Yes, he will actually be able to escape the
Kind
and Bane will not die there. But at the same time, he survived for quite some time, and actually, wow, early tower kill. And Midas! Opinions? Midas for Morphling?
You know how I said that, with the Satanic, Butterfly, those kind of items builds, it's tough to build it up? Well, if you get the Midas, it's a lot easier to build it up. It's kind of counterintuitive with the lineup that they have right now, with the Undying especially, a very, very aggressively played support hero. You want to be fighting, you want to be taking towers. You don't want to be farming with that Undying, because late game Undying is rather unimpressive. He just dies in an instant. So, mid lane though. Another Imprison onto that poor Huskar, and there's no follow-up. Lots of pure damage, and a two-man Sprout, actually. Bloody Nine's going to have some free time to just fire off those spears. Veilkiss going to get a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough to take him down. And it looks like he is going to live. Everyone's going to live, in fact, on that middle lane.
Yeah, Huskar, as time goes on, becomes a harder and harder hero to be able to kill. And he's going for the Mech Huskar build. Oh, this build. My friends and I started to run this many months ago, and it started to pick up a lot in our pub groups a lot. And it really is a very, very effective build, because naturally Huskar jumps in, and he has lower HP. You instantly mech yourself up, and he's back up to fighting shape with more armor. It really, on the surface, doesn't seem like it's that great. Once you actually start to think about the synergy with it, it really starts to make quite a bit of sense.
Yeah, I mean, he only has one skill that actually costs mana, and you only really need to use that skill when, like, in very specific circumstances. It's not a spam skill. So you'll always
Yeah.
have the mana to cast that out, unless you get, slammed with some OD intelligence steal, in which case, mech probably not even going to be active. But it's not a terrible item. I've never seen it. I've also never seen the Aghanim's E-Blade Huskar build.
Yeah.
I've heard stories, but I've never actually experienced it myself. Derp Derp in the top side. You can try to go for nothing special. The Chilling Touch is up. And he's going to play Ring Around the Rosie with that Tombstone. I think they can just focus down the Tombstone and then kill the Undying. Though nothing special is getting beaten down pretty hard by those zombies. Fida is going to be forced to Nightmare and walk. And the Tombstone keeping that Undying safe. And that's the power of an early game Undying. And if they're going to farm instead, they're wasting a lot of that potential.
Yeah, it's the fact that this Undying is sitting here, and he literally just went 1v3. Didn't kill anybody, but he also didn't die, and he literally made them have to run back from the lane. You see the Ancient Apparition has to go all the way back to the fountain. It's just not looking that great for them right now versus the Undying. And Midas for Mirana now. Midas Gaming coming back.
I think it makes a little bit more sense on Mirana, because, I mean, they have an OD as well as a Viper who could lock down lanes. They could pretty much lock down everything, and also Mirana, just with her skill set, she's doing a lot of damage no matter what her right click damage is. Like between the stars and the arrows, if you land that stuff, it's a lot of damage. So I don't really mind that on Mirana as much as I dislike it on Morphling. But also I'd like to point out that OD, look at his skill build right now. 1 Essence Aura with 3 Orb, 3 Astral. He's really adapting his skill build a lot to deal with this Huskar. I think he might be doing it a little bit too much.
Yeah, the thing is that Essence Shift, or Essence Aura, I mean. What is wrong with me today?
No, Morphling has Essence Shift. Come on.
Get it right, Mr. Gord. But, I mean, Essence Aura, if you're able to get good RNG and RNG is on your side with Arcane Orbs, it's perfectly fine to only get one. But the thing is that, personally for myself, RNG hates me in Dota. And so, I'm like, I have max level Essence Aura and it just never procs. From, like, max mana to nothing. Just make myself have no mana.
It's an extremely tall order with the 10% replenish rate, and
oh yeah,
if he's spamming out both his intelligence steal as well as the orb, he's going to lose mana, a lot of mana. And he has a bottle, which normally we don't really see that much from OD, just because he doesn't need that kind of thing, mostly the mana. So he has that bottle to try to redeem himself from that, and topside Derp Derp getting tagged with an arrow. He's very, very tanky, but the Cold Feet Chilling Touch is there. AA early game does a lot of damage. He's going to get hit with the Wrath of Nature and 40 HP. Tower will kill him off.
Oh, there we go. Wrath of Nature. Great spell, guys. You know, that's another power of the Nature's Prophet, is that not only can he split push anywhere he needs to be and suddenly make any fight, like whatever it was, +1 for the side of the Nature's Prophet, he also can just throw out that ultimate whenever he needs to and secure kills like that. So it turned out from a 1 for nothing to a 1 for 1 trade.
And there's totally going to be a Midas on Nature's Prophet also, so we're going to have a lot of hands in this game.
Oh yeah, a lot of hands. Now my question is anybody else going to get a Midas? Like Viper? No, he's going for the mech. OD, occasionally we'll see him go for a Midas, but he picks up the Robe of the Magi, probably going to go for like... it's going to be Power Treads
for now.
Yeah, just Power Treads. I always forget that you can build him with the Robe of the Magi.
I mean, this is one of the few circumstances where you would actually want to do that.
Yeah.
Just because you need that in to actually be able to cast stuff, since you're not getting any Essence Aura.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to point out the Replicate with Viper. That's an infinite loop of Corrosive Skin, and Corrosive Skin doesn't do that much damage, usually. But if you get hit by it, as long as your Replicate is alive, that's a ton of damage going to Viper, especially once he levels that up more. It's going to be very annoying. It's not like a huge combo. It's just something cute I'd like to point out, but it's still a thing. It's going to burn him down a lot once he gets more points in Corrosive.
We see the jump in on the OD in the middle lane, and actually, literally, Bloody Nine just jumps in on him and then just leaves him alone. So Vilcus getting told again that, hey, I am a Huskar. You should probably be afraid of me, in this middle lane, and so gonna need to be a little bit afraid. Again, Huskar gonna be.
Oh, but here comes the Bane with the Nightmare, but Wrath of Nature saying no. OD, back the hell up. He has a regen rune, so he's gonna be just fine. But still, Huskar is going to be saved, at least for the moment, with that Wrath of Nature coming through. And yeah, Nature's Prophet has gone for the Hand of Midas, so it looks like Black Sheep, they're all in on the late game. Against OD, Viper, and Mirana already with a Hand of Midas, that could be a little bit risky. Maybe I'm just underestimating the split push of Black Sheep. And, I mean, come late game, as I said before, Morphling, Nature's Prophet, with Familiars also, laying into a little bit of split push. It's a lot, and Maven are going to be kept off balance for a great part of that late game.
Yeah, it's also not looking too great when you look at the net worth. And you see that Morphling has 6,500 net worth just about, with Mirana being the
Jeez.
second highest with about 4,800. Morphling is pulling ahead so much. He has 95 last hits in the game, highest in the game next to Mirana, who only has 61, and he's also had his Midas for probably 2 uses longer than the Mirana. But at the same time, top. Actually, no, middle.
Yeah,
What's
OD
happening?
gets dunked, but at the same time, top is going to be another fight. There is no grip just yet. There is the Nightmare onto Derp. Derp Arrow will whiff, but the Viper Strike will not, and Derp Derp, I think, will die regardless. Brick's all taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down. Tombstone should be farmed up before these zombies get too out of control. And it looks like, oh, waveform in from Justin. Will kill off, nothing special, off in the side shop. It's a 1 for 2, ultimately. Justin getting a kill there.
Yep. Gonna be able to grab that one, and that's another really great thing about Morphling is just his ability to come in there. And although he doesn't have that much HP right now, if he just starts to put all of the agility he has over to strength, it's gonna be very difficult to kill him. And well, there you go. Goodbye to Morphling.
Morphling is very difficult to kill off, especially since Maven, they have the Nightmare, they have the grip eventually, and they also have the arrow, but you need a lot of things to go right in order to stun lock that Morphling, and even so, once you get all that right, he's going to be strength morphing all the while, so
Yeah.
they need a lot more disable to kill off this Morphling, or a lot more burst, or both, really. But Morphling, even though he's been sitting at, just low double digits of strength, he's still very survivable, as we saw in the top lane.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is that even then, he had his replicate moving away, and the moment they tried to be aggressive on, he just instantly went over to his replicate. And with the perseverance picked up, I'm upset. It's gonna be a Lincoln Sphere Morphling. I don't know about the Lincoln Sphere Morphling really in this matchup here.
Well,
I
you
would've
protect
preferred
yourself
the
against
Ethereal
like
Blade.
Viper Strikes and arrows and stuff like that. It's not a terrible item. I think it's definitely not as good as the E-Blade. I like the E-Blade a lot more than Lincoln Sphere, just overall. But it's not a terrible item in this case. Of course, if you block like a level 1 Cold Feet, it's not really going to matter. Derp will get chilled in the top lane, and he's going to drop. Arlecchino is going to just right-click him down with that Nether Toxic damage. But here comes Bloody 9 with the dunk. Bloody 9 actually came in there without the mech. Oh, yeah, chilling effect, right. So he couldn't do it. But Bloody 9 gets tagged with an arrow. Nothing special, going to get in there with a hug into Starstorm. But level 4 Berserker Blood, he doesn't give a damn about stars.
Yeah.
He's going to stand his ground and be just fine.
Yeah, 70% magic resistance will do that. Like, it's very difficult to kill off a Huskar with any form of magic damage if you don't have like an Aghanim Scepter Lina ultimate with them not having any real stacks yet. It's really the only way to really do it.
And even
Same
then,
time.
it's like, Huskar could probably kill the Lina before that.
Oh yeah. Now, actually we're gonna see an AAO fly in. Huskar will be fine. Not gonna be hit by
Although
it.
Bane gonna catch Moon Meander. There's the Brain Sap into the Fiend's Grip. He will shatter from this one, if not the Fiend's Grip killing him off. Either way, he's dead. No, he's gonna get mech'd up from the Huskar. He will live with 40 HP. Huskar's gonna jump in. Will instantly get Nightmare. The hammer is ready to drop from the OD, but he's dropping very low. Undying from the back is gonna kill off the OD in the end. Now Fida also on the way out. There is the Tombstone gonna lay some slow and block him completely. You can't leave. You can't just leave.
Yep. I was sitting there waiting. I was like, when are you gonna drop the Tombstone? Drop the Tombstone. It'll slow him down, and then, boom! No escape for you at all. Not even possibility of it. Tower not denied though.
They get the tower, but they don't get the Nature's Prophet, even though he got hit with the Cold Blast, the Ice Blast. He got hit with the Fiend's Grip. The mech coming in just as the Ice Blast, did its final tick, and in the meantime, bottom lane completely carved out. They got 1 tier 1 tower top out of it, but losing your entire bottom lane, I'm not sure if that's worth it.
Yeah. Morphling also with about 2,800 gold right now, so he can pick up that ultimate over for himself, then move in more towards the Lincoln Sphere, and he's going to be able to go back to his jungle now.
Yep, nothing could actually kill the Morphling, and hell, they could even barely kill the Nature's Prophet with Fiend's Grip. There's no chance they're going to be able to kill the Morphling. They need to have several more heroes. They need to drop the OD ultimate at the very least to kill off that Morphling, along with Fiend's Grip, AI Ice Blast. It's a lot. They need to do a lot of damage. Actually, AI Ice Blast is pretty damn good against Morphling. I think we also forgot to mention that. You can't strength morph. I mean, you could, but it'll kill you faster, actually, so it's pretty good. But
And, I'm going to try and go on an evasion here. Not going to be fun for him at all. That'll be his death, and now Nature's Prophet needs to try and run Cold Feet. Not going to be able to proc on him. He has 20 seconds till his TP, but TP scroll! Good Nature's Prophet.
always carry TP scrolls, guys. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yep.
Unless you're Tinker. Tinker maybe doesn't need it.
No, that's when you skip BTs and you just buy all TP scrolls.
Derp gonna get gripped up with the stars on the top side. He will get brain sapped, and that will actually be an even trade so far. But Fida also on his escape path. He's gonna get cut off by Nature's Prophet. Sprout from long range, and now one hit, two hit. It's a 2-for-1 on the top side. And Black Sheep looking very, very good this game. They have the late game carry here with the late game farm. I mean, you know, well on his way to his late game farm. They're locking down the mid game, which is really where Maven are looking to be stronger at this point. And if they keep continuing like this, if they get another pick off on Arlecchino, this could be looking even better. Mumiander, though, going to get slowed down with the Ice Blast, and I think he should die to this one. The Shatter will kill him off, but it's still a 1-for-1 trade. And evasion. He's got to be careful. Viper picked off the Nature's Prophet in the meantime, but he does trade his life for it. So, I think Black Sheep are going to be okay with that one, especially since they could just keep applying the pressure to this top side.
Yep. Morphling also has his Lincoln Sphere up, just needs to have the Ultra Roar from the Courier get to him right now, so he'll have to go down to bottom lane. But at the same time, if you look over at the actual gold graphs, you have a 7,500 gold lead for Black Sheep right now in terms of gold, and then in terms of experience, again, over 7,500 experience lead for them. So Maven starting to fall apart in the game, even though the kills are pretty close, being 10-9, and dunk on the Mirana.
Ice Blast going to come in. Fida is way out of position. He's going to get Brain Sap, and that will kill off Bloody 9. He's going to shatter one way or another. There he goes. Derp, though, going to zone out. Nothing special. He will force that Mirana back. Bane is going to go down in the meantime. Arlecchino is going to get the Viper Strike down onto Derp. It will bring him down very low. Will it kill him off? It's going to be close. It will kill him off. Arlecchino, though, popping the mech. He should be fine as well. Mirana ultimate. Ancient Apparition thinking about going in on Bricks, who's completely tapped out of mana, but it's actually Nature's Prophet teleporting in back to Arlecchino, and this is probably not a fight he wants to be in. He's going to get completely walled off by Treants. No way to interrupt that stun. Bricks going to get Cold Feet on him. Will it freeze him? It will not. There's not another Ice Blast either, not for another 100 mana worth, but Mumiander trying to get that tower. Arrow going to fly. It will tag. No! Just falling short, and he's going to get Brain Sapped and killed on the top side. A little bit of greed from Black Sheep there.
Well, what actually happened is you saw Nature's Prophet here was TPing away with Viper caught in the Treants there, and he canceled his TP scroll in order to go to try and kill off the Viper there, who just phase boots right out of them and then gave his life for it. So not even just a little bit of greed, a lot of greed coming out from Black Sheep right there, and really paid for it with their Nature's Prophet's life.
And Justin wasn't even... was he in that fight? I don't think he was, but he has a haster, and he's going straight for the top side. Viper has mech, level 4 corrosive skin. This is going to be a little bit difficult. He could blast him out of this TP. Oh,
nope. Not
just barely out of range.
Yeah, just almost there. And you know, Morphling, how much would his thing do? We have 2 damage per. A lot. The answer is a lot.
It should just show you when you mouse over it.
Yes, please. At least for us casters.
Yeah, I mean, even for players, like, being able to see how much damage your skills actually do. It's not like all the other skills in the game do that.
Oh no, man. None of them do that for you.
That's just me and Val.
Back hit him.
Meantime, mid lane rather, the dunk has happened onto Fida, and the Nightmare will be taken away from Bloody 9. Fida will go down, and also Vacus is going to get chased down with the no zombies actually, nothing slowing him down except for, I think, a Grave Chill maybe, but it's going to be 2 kills on the mid lane. And still, the Morphling going to do his split pushing up top. Going to force some heroes up there. Nature's Prophet will dodge an arrow, pop some Necro Books, and stick him onto the currently out of mana Mirana. Justin's going to try to 1v3, and let's see how far he gets. He's going to start Strength Morphing any minute now. He's going to still try to go for Arlecchino, but that was a little bit aggressive, I would say, but they're going to get 2 regardless. Derp instantly coming in with 1 decay to seal everyone's life.
Kill secures. Kill secures from the Undying.
They were getting away. You had to make sure that they didn't get away.
Oh yeah. There was no way without that decay that they would have actually.
Oh, what are you doing, Bane?
Fida.
What's the plan?
At what cost?
Yo, you gotta ward this high ground. You gotta ward that.
Yeah.
Well, they lose the Morphling, who is going absolutely ham for those kills, and now Huskar wants in. He's going to leap towards the OD. He hasn't imprisoned, though, so he should be just fine. Bloody 9 doesn't really give a damn, though. He has mech. He's going to pop it off immediately. Chilling Cold Feet on him, but at the same time, the Treants, Mumiander, they're just wailing on this Tier 3. The Tier 3 is going to go down, and in the meantime, Bricks is going to find a kill somewhere. Familiars, I guess, doing something, but Evasion also trying to make his way out. Vita is going to get a grip onto Bricks, and Arlecchino is going to lay into him, but he's not doing too much damage. Only level 3 on that Nether Toxin. The Familiar Stuns are going to catch 2. Then they're going to catch 3. Bloody Nine is standing his ground. He's going to go down swing. Let's see how many he can get. He might be able to only get 1. He does get 1, but in the meantime, Moon Meander is just going to say, guys, we're just going to take the Raxes while you're doing I don't know what. And he did walk away with the range. Arrow that was nowhere near anything. Derp's going to come in for reinforcements onto Moon Meander. And, well, he gets Nightmared immediately. Moon Meander is on his way out. He doesn't have mana for a TP scroll. Run, Moon Meander.
Run, Nature's Prophet, run. He'll be able to get away from this, and now Undying. Just going to sort of need to try and run. Going to be blocked out by the Bane a little bit, but they're not going to be able to go for this. He has 1200 HP, has the Tomb available, as well as Soul Rip. And there's also level 3 Necro Book up for the Nature's Prophet. And look at the net worth on this Morphling. 14,200 net worth for him, and then the next highest is Nature's Prophet with 9,400.
Yeah, and that's not even the scary thing. Like, a Farn Morphling is something that, when you are playing against Morphling, you expect to see. If you look at the items from everyone else, Visage has an Aghanim Scepter. Level 3, as you mentioned, Necro Book on the Nature's Prophet. There's a Hood up on Undying. All the rest of the heroes are also going to be incredibly difficult to kill. They all have their respective health items. Now Huskar does have that Aghanim Scepter, so that's going to make you do a little more damage, bring the cooldown down to 4, so he's going to be jumping all over the place.
Dunk combos are incoming.
Yeah, Black Sheep, all the heroes are really difficult to kill right now.
Yeah, all really, really difficult to kill. Morphling is getting close to his Ethereal Blade, has up the Ghost Scepter, and as well as 2,800 gold, so that Eagle Song not very far off. And actually, Bane, Vita, nah, yep, there's a little bit closer to that Eagle Song right there. So,
Morphling currently taking donations.
Yep, Morphling taking some good Ethereal Blade ones. You know.
So Morphling's gonna split push the bottom lane. Nature's Prophet, I expect, will try to get up top to finish that melee rack off, or at least put as much damage as he can towards there. 3 familiars are up. This tower in the mid lane is going to drop very quickly, and Maven, they are running out of options. I said that they had a pretty good late game, and I still hold on to that fact, but they don't have late game items. Whereas Black Sheep, their supports, they don't have 23 minutes worth of items. They have, like, for supports, like 30, 40 minutes worth of items right now.
Yeah. And it is not adding up very well for Maven at all. Mirana moving back to the base, and it looks as though we're going to see Bloody Nine not care. Fiend's Grip goes out onto him, but the Tomb does come down as well, and Bane going to now die off. Never mind, the Nightmare goes off on him, and another dunk. 2 dunks already. That's going to be the death of Vacus, and Bloody Nine going to try and get away, but going to still give his life for it. And they're going to just take this melee Rax up top as Huskar actually buys back into the game.
Oh, the Morphling has another shotgun. No, he didn't waveform. Nothing special is going to get hit with the 1-2 punch, not the 1-2-3 punch with the waveform. But either way, Courier is going to go down. Radiant's Courier going down.
Yep.
I think,
time, though,
yeah, Vita being a hero and getting that Courier kill. But it's too late.
Yep. That is the end of, our, our week 6. Week 6, right? Yeah, week 6. Wow. It's been going quick.
2-6.
Yeah, Season 2, Week 6, end of the matches. I mean, what more can you ask for? Some really nice, high-octane matches, lots of aggression, fun ones, not like 75-minute slugfest that we occasionally see in these tournaments.
Oh, and no pauses also.
Oh, man. I heard some
dream.
stuff in Dota TV about the pauses in your last game.
Yeah, they were bad.
Oh, that's
I almost had
fun.
to enforce rules. But either way, guys, congratulations to Black Sheep. They're going to be your winners for the League of Dota Season 2, Week 6. And probably we'll be back here next week. I don't know how many weeks the season is, but
8.
8. Okay,
8
so
weeks for the season.
Yeah, so Season 2 is almost at its close, but congratulations to Black Sheep. That's going to be it for this week, guys. I am Mike Loris. Casting alongside me is Nistagord. Where can they find you, man?
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Nistagord or on Twitter at NistagordDota. And how about yourself?
I'm on twitch.tv/Mike Loris, and Mike Loris is also my Twitter handle, YouTube, Mike Loris Gaming. So, yeah, everyone on Dota TV who's actually still here, I don't know why you're still here, but thank you for supporting the tournament. Thank you for buying the ticket. I hope you enjoyed it. And everyone everywhere else, make sure to buy the ticket, support the tournament, and then support both of us in the process. Anything else to say?
Not really. Just make sure you guys do stay tuned for Season 3. A lot of cool stuff coming up. Going to be a little bit of a different format. Going to be tons of fun. But either way, just keep everybody tuned in for that one. But as a whole, thanks everybody, and we'll be back next week.
GG, guys.
GG.
GG!